Hi there, folks. Hopefully, you're having a great day. I just wanted to do a quick little rundown here for a sales page, a direct response copy focused sales page for one of the clients that I've been working with. And my team and I have created this direct response page and checkout for the funnel in GoHighLevel, specifically for this kind of mid to high ticket program, or it's more like an ad service, a managed ad service for real estate agents. Because I want to just do a little bit of a breakdown in terms of the structure, the positioning, the angles we're using, the hooks, as well as the copy structure in this funnel, and then go through the checkout and give you kind of a quick little rundown on how that looks and kind of the strategy behind it for what we're doing for our clients, to peel back the layers here, the curtain here, and just show you kind of what we do and how it works, and also some of the results that we've achieved here by giving you a very specific kind of breakdown on this one sales page in the real estate niche. If you don't already know me, my name is Evan. I run a company called Motive in Motion, basically an agency that is focused on experts and expert creators who are monetizing their expertise through membership sites, courses, and coaching and things of that nature. So I have a client here that I'm working with for a while now that basically just wanted to do this quick rundown for you so you can understand kind of the background behind, what makes the proper sales pages convert, how to use hooks and angles in your copy, as well as how to structure the copy step by step so everything really works well. And also just to show some of the results here, this is a program that is selling for about $1,000 to $1,500 or so for various different price options or price tiers that they have as well. Basically starting with the $1,000 mark, going all the way up to $1,400. So it's essentially just a managed ad service for real estate agents who are really looking to book more agents, more sales from their client base, and obviously just kind of gather the attention and convert that into selling more homes for their kind of their clientele there, right? So basically just to cover, I wanted to cover a couple different things here. Three main topics here we're talking about is one, kind of the hooks and the angles that we're using to position this product in a very specific light to kind of stand head and shoulders above the competition. Two, the copy structure that we're actually running with here and kind of how I put that together, as well as how that, how I would suggest using this to, boost up the conversions of your sales funnels, as well as just in general understanding how to put those things together when you have a bunch of different offer fundamentals, but you're not sure how to organize them. And then number three, basically the checkout page that I'm going to go run down a little bit here as well, so you can see how that step-by-step kind of funnel looks. Where you're really just starting off landing on this page from cold traffic, or maybe it's even from an opt-in, let's say. There's a lot of different ways that we're working to drive traffic to this page to warm them up and nurture them before so they know what to expect. So wanted to just cover those three topics and run it down really quickly here. So let's start off with number one, which is basically the understanding of how to kind of put the angles and the hooks in front of the market so that they understand what they're getting and really that they're in the right place to solve their issues, right? So the way that we kind of positioned this was basically as a secret weapon for a savvy real estate agent. So if you're ready to make a cannonball size visibility splash into your market with every single listing you represent, then obviously this is for you, right? So the product offering is called Listing Jet Fuel. So essentially we're just basically sharing the ideal kind of positioning here for someone who wants to, who's someone who thinks of themselves as a savvy real estate agent, as in they know what they're doing, they have experience, they have maybe 5-10 years in the game, but they're looking for that extra edge or their secret kind of ace up their sleeve, if you will. And that's kind of really who we're targeting and who we're speaking to, because everyone is basically doing the exact same thing in the real estate niche. They're basically just going to rely on MLS listings and Zillow and things like that for them to find clients, for those folks to just come to them and choose the right person that they think is potentially fit for the job. So we want to basically figure out how to position them as their own kind of standalone service provider or home seller. So basically we were understanding the few little things here that they want to understand and recognize how they can present their offer in the most profitable light for the customer. So we immediately jump into basically just sharing how everyone else is basically doing the exact same thing. Since obviously your number one priority is sell as many homes as you can, but you can't afford to just sit around and wait for them to find you and obviously buy the properties that you represent. But essentially we started talking about calling out the BS in the market immediately, which is like, all right, let's get real. How different are you really from all the other agents in your market, right? So it's starting off as a direct challenge, which helps us position our service as something that we understand, we get you, we know what position you're in and how hard it can be to sell homes, especially when everybody else is just doing the exact same thing. So there's a lot of noise in the market. So this is a very sophisticated market. We're using the positioning and the angles and really just hooking them in from a very beginning standpoint. Right off the bat, we're just kind of calling out the BS in the market and what everybody believes to be true, and also that the fact is that you're really not that different from a lot of other people in the niche, in the industry really at large. So that's kind of like an affront to their ego or an affront to their self respect in that way, which is basically saying like, what are you really doing differently? Like, let's think about this together. And that really sets us apart and sets them apart to be able to want to chase that next edge. So obviously we're kind of sharing those beliefs that they already have, right? So differentiating yourself today, for instance, as an agent or broker is no cakewalk. Obviously in 2024 and beyond, it's not getting any easier. And here's basically what they all get wrong, right? So I'm going to go dive a little bit deeper line by line into the copy here, but I want to just kind of share the framework that we're using to position ourselves and use the hooks to really grab attention and draw it in, and also just really focus on the different things that they need to be understanding and mastering for them to set themselves apart in this market, right? So we're basically sharing all the things that brokers get wrong, like relying on heavily outdated platforms, assuming the listing of property is enough, and just sitting back and collecting the leads, overlooking the power of a well-targeted strategic advertising campaign that can actually dominate local markets, and the failing to leverage the data-driven modern marketing tools that could give them an unbeatable edge over their competition, right? So we say all that, we're sharing the kind of challenges and affront to their ego and experience and whatnot, kind of just by hooking that and kind of maybe even polarizing some folks, maybe getting some emotion stirred up by kind of basically saying you're not that different from everyone else in your market, but what if it was a different way that you could gather, right? What if it was a dead simple superior method to make more visibility, right? And that's exactly what this program is really for. It's not really a program, it's more like a managed ad service. But let's face it, like how do you feel after dealing with one or number two or number three, right? The fact that, let's say it sells quickly, that's great. That's the ideal scenario, but it sells but only after needing a price reduction, so you don't get the profit that you deserve or desire. And also it doesn't sell at all. Those two or three points right here are basically the pretty terrible things that they have already understood and already experienced themselves. The leader of this brand named Alex, he's essentially understanding and kind of resonating with that market pain there, right? And that's where we put the first call to action to get started on the next steps, which of course scrolls down to the price tiers. So we're basically sharing that listing jet fuel gets you more listings and visibility than any other marketing method out there. And how are we able to make this claim, right? So as we go through the copy, we're really differentiating ourselves, putting ourselves in a different position, and understanding how to capture that and hook that attention so that they really understand that we know what we're talking about and we've been there and done that, and we know their position and what they're struggling with, and we're sharing exactly how we're doing it, specifically with our targeting, the reach, and the data-driven indicators, right? So that is essentially how we're separating ourselves immediately, also by creating that kind of the hook to grab attention and draw them in through our stories and our feedback and our also testimonials, and the experiences that folks have had from working with us on this managed ad service for realtors, right? So, and then obviously, sharing the social proof and doing a lot more of that, basically to share that we've done this and, we know what we're talking about here. So that's point number one, essentially just sharing our positioning and showing that we can separate ourselves differently from someone else in the market, and we can help you do the exact same thing because we know how you are struggling with which problems that you're facing and how to deal with them, right? How to solve them. So that is essentially point number one. Point number two, I want to talk a little bit about the structure and the copy for what we really are, sharing with them as well, and how we are differentiating ourselves, but also making sure that they have an edge at the market, right? Because we're leading on from point number one with that unique positioning, that kind of ace up your sleeve, or the secret weapon, if you will, and that's the whole positioning that we really keep as a consistent thread through this entire sales page. And that's really important because every sales page really needs to have one big idea or one specific claim that is kind of a single thread that everything else is built on as that fundamental kind of foundation there, right? So as I've showed you a couple different examples of the copy here, basically we're sharing a direct comparison to what most people are using specifically to keep in touch with that thread that we started as well. Most people are just kind of relying on Realtor.com, MLS, or Zillow to just basically list and forget about their properties that they list and hope that everything is great, hope for the best, right? Which is obviously not a winning strategy. So we're basically sharing all the testimonials and social proof at this point. And obviously the background, like I said, about a founder, because this is the specific stuff that is showing and demonstrating and proving that you are going to have a specific ace up your sleeve that is not in the market right now, which is essentially the answer here is obviously to purchase a campaign or an ad package that is sharing the kind of reach and visibility that you can expand yourself with by investing in one of these services, right? So obviously we go right into the kind of, the different packages that we have, whether it's a specific, 30-day ad campaign or the 14 or 30-day extension as well, because obviously you can keep it going as an ongoing kind of recurring revenue here for them. And so for our client, what we're basically showing is the three different options that they have to choose from. So we're representing 14 days, 30 days, or 60 days of ads. Those are the main kind of campaign packages that you can purchase as a customer. And if you are a real estate agent, then obviously that's what you're going to be, understanding the different options that you have in front of you to choose from. And that's really what we're kind of continually calling them to action to get to the next steps. And so just for the second point, just kind of doing a quick rundown on all the copy that we have here. Like I said, a really quick overview for this kind of short video as well, but we're basically showing exactly how we do it and demonstrating and proving that it does work. So for instance, for precision targeting, we use the cutting edge targeting, which is essentially ensuring your listings are seen by all the right buyers who are ready to move on the purchase now, right? So the specific targeting that we use for Facebook and Google for the ad campaigns, so that we're only putting our ads in front of, let's say, high net worth individuals in the Wisconsin area who have just purchased or just sold their old home, let's say. That's an example of someone who is, a really great buyer potentially, right? Unmatched reach, we're also getting your listings in front of massive audiences and with our proven advertising campaigns. So essentially we're sharing that we have done this before, we'll do it again, and we know exactly how to get the right people into the right boats so that they can move through your funnel and basically just buy the home as quick as possible for the prices that are listed as well, so that they can take the right cuts they need, right? And then also with data-driven indicators, we're leveraging the latest data and continually optimizing and refining the ad performance. So we're not just setting it and forgetting it, we're showing them that we're specifically taking them through a process, and obviously with each and every extension, we are improving and iterating on those campaigns to make them the most optimal for the results that we're looking to achieve for the customers, right? So this always ensures your listings are performing at their peak rather than just kind of setting it and forgetting it, right? So we're kind of sharing a bold claim, and then we're basically backing it up because it's impossible to guarantee that you're getting the most demand, visibility, and the best listing price on your own if you're leaving half the buyer's pool out of the equation. Because basically, instead of just sitting back and waiting for them to come out to us, obviously we want to go out and reach out to them to share the properties that we do have on inventory. And we're sharing that basically you're just kind of missing a lot of those folks on those processes and on those sites that you might be using, because that's not really even tapping into all the buyer pools. A lot of people are just browsers. A lot of people are not buying in the next, let's say, 6 months to a year. They're not really in the market for a home, but we know how to specifically target those folks and go out and get them and go find them and tailor that interest towards what they're looking for to put the right homes in front of them, rather than just, like I said, relying on one of these kind of platforms that sells homes and whatnot, right? So the whole idea of this copy is basically just keeping that thread, the singular kind of big idea, in it front and center from the customer, to make sure that they know exactly what they're getting and what they're really looking for, that this solves the problem, and explaining that we've been in their situation and we know how painful that can be, so that it doesn't, or when those homes don't sell for what they'd like, or they just don't sell at all, and how that is a flawed strategy, so that we're offering a very new and different and bespoke position and option for them to choose and take us up on, right? So that's really for point number 2. We're just doing a kind of a structural copy breakdown here, where so you can understand kind of what the options are and how that kind of looks for a high conversion sales page as well. And like I said, by the way, obviously in our first week, I think we made multiple 5-figure sales by just these packages in general before we even started doing the campaign extensions. So this is kind of proof in the pudding that this obviously works. And the funnel structure and the copy structure here, we're basically introducing the concept by doing this big, large hook at the beginning, kind of calling them out and fronting, kind of putting on a front to their ego, or challenging them to prove that, hey, we have the solutions that you need if you're looking for kind of an ace up your sleeve in this market, and then basically sharing stories and kind of backgrounds, and also kind of just busting those limiting beliefs that they might have about what what it takes to succeed and sell homes at the desired rates and profit commissions. So that's the entire thread that we're really running down for this entire sales funnel here. So that's point number 2. So for point number 3, I wanted to share a little bit about what the checkout looks like and why we put it together the way that we did as well. So here's a great example of the checkout. Basically is sharing the ideas of all the encapsulated offer in one place. So I always believe that it's a really good idea to encapsulate the entire offer by the most strong points that you have, by having the checkout here, obviously, on the left side, and then having basically what you have to choose from by basically putting the biggest benefit right in front of them. So choose from these 3 options to explode the visibility of every home you represent. So if you're a real estate agent, you're representing a ton of different homes. Obviously, you want to explode the visibility of those possible homes so that you can find the right buyers and find the people who are in the market who have the money and are ready to roll. And we also are sharing the part 2 of the actual offer, which is the extension packages for 14 days or 30 days. You can keep those running in perpetuity so that those the listings actually keep working hard for you. So throwing a little bit of a mechanism in there where we're sharing, like, this is not only you doing all the work and the heavy lifting. Essentially, your ads are going to go out into the market and fetch those right buyers who are ready to purchase a home and ready to kind of just get in touch with a new service, a new idea, a new ace up their sleeve for this entire kind of approach that they do have. And so we're wrapping up all of that in the sales page checkout, as well as sharing all the testimonials and social proof that we've gathered so far, and giving a little bit of a recap for the actual founder so that we're sharing his backstory. So even if you just skim the sales page or you just understand a little bit about what it's about, then you can just basically go to the checkout button and you'll get everything that you really need. Kind of like if you were going to do a PS in a sales letter or in the bottom of an email. I like to make our checkouts kind of look in a similar way and have a similar feel where they just really encapsulate the entire offer in one place. And it's also very high conversion in terms of the design, keeping in touch with the branding and the logos and things like that, that everything is using the same font, the same design, the same kind of background with cities and trustworthy pictures of the owner, the offer owner and whatnot, and just sharing the kind of encapsulation of a recap of everything that you're getting inside the offer here, as well as by keeping it very simple and straightforward with the checkout and not offering too much information or collecting too much information so that the conversions would go down, but basically just giving everything that we need right in one place so that they know exactly what to do to pull the trigger and why they would want to do that, and then they can read through those testimonials and social proof pieces just to get a little kick over the fence as well, to make sure that they're really ready to buy and ready to take the next step forward as well. So hopefully that was valuable for you too. Obviously, if you have any questions here, just drop them below in the comments. I'm happy to share any ideas or insights that came from this as well. It's a really great project, really great client we've been working together for a while now with. And this is basically just showing the exact kind of run through of what we do for our entire client base. And if you're interested in more of this breakdown and kind of ideas and insights that can be extracted from the projects that we're working on as well, I encourage you to check out my 1st and 15th newsletter that comes out twice a month as well. That is basically on the 1st and 15th. It gets you paid just like the 1st and 15th does. And I'm sharing the entire kind of background of all that we're doing as a business in Motive and Motion. So I'm going to drop the link to that below as well, this video, so you can just go opt in there for free. Really quick roundup, usually about 5 to 6 minutes every other week. So it's free. You can opt in there, and you'll get a lot more information about what we're doing, the results that we're getting here for clients, and the type of clients we're serving, as well as extracting each one of those insights from all those projects that we are working on a live basis. So hopefully this was valuable for you. Just a quick little recap as well. Like I said, number one is really just the positioning, the hooks, and the angles that we're using to call out the attention of the market, to nurture those folks and to get them pulled into our funnel, to buy into our ideas and buy into the services and projects that we are selling. For instance, membership sites, coaches, courses, things like that. We have to obviously hook the attention, wrap it in a unique angle, and position it in a specific way so that we stand apart from our competitors. Number two, like I said, with the structural, fundamental kind of funnel that we're working on, it's always using kind of one of our proprietary copy funnels that have been and structures that have been proven over dozens of niches and hundreds of thousands of dollars for various clients in our industries. And we're basically sharing all the kind of breakdowns of all these copy pieces and why we're using which line and why we are sharing which social proof at which point, testimonials, backstory, all that good stuff, but putting it in the right order so that it's logical and emotionally compelling as well at the same time. And then number three is that the checkout really needs to be high conversion and kind of encapsulating the entire offer that you do have, so that it really makes sure to capture all the right people who are actually the most interested leads, and making sure that it's very high conversion from a design and a copy standpoint and psychological base, with social proof, urgency, scarcity, background, trust, and rapport, and all those psychological triggers that work really well. If you're interested in more in that as well, I do have three pointers together that I put that basically is just sharing all the psychological triggers that we use in our sales copy. You can grab that on my website at motiveandmotion.com. So hopefully this is valuable for you. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to share more insights about similar projects that we're working on our client base at Motive and Motion. Hope you have a great day. Cheers.